Hello, hello. I'll wait just a little bit and see who else is going to pop on and come join me for the live demonstration for this party for Julie. Right. So my name is Michelle, and I am the host for this evening, hostess, with Julie. So I do a little crafting business out of my home. I call it Ozarks Crafters. And within that is with Magnolia, my Magnolia Design Stencils. I do a lot of other stuff too. Hi, Julie. We'll wait and see how many of your friends are going to pop on. And then we'll do some question and answers. It was perfect. It's just a little itty bitty bit tender right in here. Nothing major. I feel perfectly fine. In fact, I'm starving, so when I'm finished with this, I'm going to go up and eat some chicken tacos my family is making. So we will pop on. So speaking of my shot, and I have my shirt on, so I made this last night. I made a whole bunch for my staff. And so this is with my Cricut, and then the shot is with the Magnolia Design stencils. So fantastic. So that's why I have my shirt on. I still have it on. I'll put an apron on here in a minute when I get started. But just want to see how many of your friends are going to pop on. And then I was going to show you a few things, kind of answer some questions I've had in the past, maybe that's floating around in people's heads. And then I will get into the demonstration. So we'll be on here for a little bit. So if you can't hang on for very long, it's perfectly fine. I'll turn the notification to keep the video in there indefinitely, so you can always pop back on and go check it out. All right. Well, Julie, I see 2 people watching, so I'm going to go ahead and start in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put my apron on. So I do have a Cricut. I do a lot of crafting, and please, y'all that are watching my video, don't judge my craft room, because I'm a true crafter. What does that mean? That means I like to craft, and my craft room is a hot mess. So don't be looking at all my stuff, unless you're envious. So then you can look all you want. Okay, so I do have a Cricut. It's behind me, behind the stuff, and I do use my Cricut. I love my Cricut, but I love Magnolia Design Stencils because it's fast and easy. I don't have a machine to have to set up. I don't have to worry about the font getting just right. It's easy. You just put the stencil down, and then you just pull it back up, and you're done. I mean, you can't do, it doesn't, all the stencils, you can't get every single saying in the whole wide world on them. So, you know, if you like doing your Cricut, that's perfectly fine. I still use mine. So anyway, so it's half and half. So, aw, thank you, Julie. Okay, so it's just kind of a disclosure, because once in a blue moon, you just get people that kind of be like, holy crap, you got a lot of crap in your room. Well, yes, I do. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to put the apron on because I am a messy crafter as well. And so if you really like this stuff and you get into it, I would suggest getting yourself an apron, because I don't know if you can tell by mine. I use it a lot, and I wipe my hands on it, and I don't like getting it on my clothes. So I use the apron. I can't tell you how many nice pair of jeans and t-shirts that I stained up. So that's on me. Okay, so really quickly, I'm going to show you guys a few things that I have stenciled that I have laying around that I have not sold yet. I do have a booth. I used to have it at the Apple Tree Mall, but at the beginning of COVID, it just wasn't making any money. And then, of course, COVID hit. And then I was paying money for nothing. And so I pulled out. Debating whether or not to go back. I don't know if COVID's going to go anywhere anytime soon. So it was just a lot of money that I was wasting, really. So I do have a booth here in Ozark. So if any of y'all are around Ozark, Missouri, close to Branson, my booth is now at a place called The Barn, which is on 3rd Street. It's where the old Dollar General used to be, catty cornered across the street from the new Come and Go over there. So you take the Ozarks Walmart exit, and then go back to the east, and it's there at The Barn. Super cute little place. So I have a booth set up in there that I take some of my stuff. I do sell on Etsy. I do put my stuff on Pinterest. I have a Facebook page. And then, of course, I have sales at my house quite often. So I have a cute little shed that's out in the driveway that my husband is using for, he does smoked meat and stuff. And so we trade on and off. So during the summer months, spring and summer, I'll put some of my stuff in there and have little yard sales and so forth. Okay, enough about that. So this is, so here's one thing I get asked a lot. What can you use these stencils on? Well, the answer is anything you want. So you can, I like to stencil on canvas, you can stencil on wood, you can stencil on coffee cups, you can stencil on t-shirts, you can stencil on the wall. I've seen people stencil on like washers and dryers. I personally wouldn't do that just because I like to, you know, I'm not the cleanest person in the world, but that's just my own personal preference. Super cute, but I just like to have things clean. Oh, my doggy's down here. Hi, baby. Did you come see Mama? I wanted him left upstairs, sweetheart, because I'm doing a live. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
All right, now take him back upstairs, please. Ready to go? Sorry. No, upstairs. All right, well, anyway, if it gets loud and crazy in here, it's because I asked them all to stay upstairs, and they're down here. But that's okay, because that's what all lives are fun, huh? So anyway, you can stencil. So if you stencil on coffee cups, like ceramic coffee cups and t-shirts and things like that, then you should use the ink. You can use chalk, but it's better to use the ink because the ink is permanent and it won't come off after you've heat set it in. So, and I will post some pictures of how to heat set so that if you decide you want to purchase some things for doing your t-shirts and things, then you'll know how to do that. I'll put it within the party. So anyway, you can heat set, and the t-shirt is just easy. You can just use your iron, coffee cups, and you can even do like wine glasses and things like that. Honestly, I have not done a wine glass yet. It scares me to put a wine glass in the oven and heat set it. So basically when you heat set a wine glass or ceramics, then you place it in a cold oven, heat it up to 350 degrees, leave it in for like 20 or 30 minutes, turn the heat off, let it cool completely, then pull it all out, and then it is permanent on your coffee cups and your wine glasses and so forth. Anyway, I've done coffee cups, but I've not done wine glasses. It just makes me nervous. That's just me. So, but I'm going to show you a few quick things. So this is a little plastic ball like you get at the Dollar Tree, my absolute favorite store. Find all kinds of surfaces in there. You can use any surface you want. You don't have to use the surfaces from Magnolia, although theirs are super nice. I love the coffee cups, Julie. So this one has a little reindeer on him. I don't know if you can tell. Super cute. And then I just put some things on there. These, I sell these a lot at the booths for like $5. So, and on my websites and things like that. And here's another one that I didn't have enough snow in this one, so it's still here because I don't want to sell it with very little snow, but I put some little snowflake confettis in there, but it has a pretty snowflake, and I kind of messed it up a little bit. It was one of my first ones, and it still just kind of hangs around. Hey, is my dog still out there?
Yes, and he's getting in a lot of trouble and dinner's done.
Will you put him outside then? When I'll come up after this live. Thank you. All right.
Is he out here?
I don't know, because I had him down here. Yeah. So this is a fun sign. I absolutely love this. I think it's flipping hilarious. So I work in healthcare. One of the number one questions that you get asked and that you ask all the time in healthcare is, you know, did you poop today? How big was your poop? What color? All that good stuff, right? So when they came out with this stencil, I had to have it, and I had it in my bathroom at my other job, and I was promoted, so I brought it home with me, and I haven't taken it to my new job yet, but I'm going to this weekend. It's going to go in my bathroom at work. It's freaking hilarious. Would poop here again. Satisfied customer. The other side of this is get naked. Just kidding. It's a half bath. Don't make it weird. So it comes in two. One big stencil. You can cut it in half, and then there's two stencils on it. Is what I'm trying to say. How long have I been doing Magnolia? 2 years now. Love it. So let me tell you a little backstory. So I got started. So I have done numerous different types of MLMs. I've done Avon. I've done Tupperware. I do travel agency, which obviously right now that's not a whole lot of that going on. And then the travel agency that I'm affiliated with now, it's not considered an MLM. But anyway, my story is, I stumbled across a video, my upline, Jennifer, and I can never say her last name without looking at it. And so just Jennifer M. Magmonigal. If she saw that, she would just, Michelle, I'm never going to get it. I'm horrible with names. Anyway, I come across her video on a Facebook ad, much like what some of you guys have probably seen. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I was like, that is just so cool. So I messaged her. She gave me information. I watched her for a while, followed her on her page for like a month or so. And then I was finally like, I got to have it. So I joined. So tomorrow night, I will post a lot of information on how to join and all that good stuff. Because the cool thing about Magnolia Design Stencils is they don't care if you're in any other MLM companies. They don't care if you want to sell it. They don't care how you sell it. They just want you to jump in and have fun. Do they want you to make money at it? Well, of course. Do I make money at it? Yes, I do. Do I make tons? Not yet. But I'm working at it, and I'm slowly building my team, and I'm slowly building my clientele. And I have a pretty decent following on the Facebook and Pinterest and so forth. So I'm getting there. It's exciting. All right. So this one's super fun. Don't let him get your goat. I think he's super cute. So I like that one. This is one of my favorites and one of my best sellers. Laundry. This is the one, I told you that sometimes you'll see people put them in the laundry room on the laundry and stuff. This is one I've seen on that. But I like it in here. And then roosters are super hot right now. So here's a rooster. I've made several of these because I think they're cool. I take it to my booth and they sell out pretty quick. I had a customer order 3 or 4 here the other day. It's been a while, like a month or two. And she wanted a variety, so I made a whole bunch of different varieties, and then she picked from that. And so this extra one is going to go to my booth. Typically, when I make stuff to sell, I'll have pictures of what I have, and then people will come and buy that, or they'll ask me, do you have roosters? And I'll say, yes, I do. And so then they'll ask me to custom make, so I can do that. So the stencils are all reusable, but if you use ink, it does stain the stencil. They can still be reused. They're just not as pretty. So what I like to do, if I know that I'm going to use one for a variety of things, then I'll get 2 or 3 or more, and then I'll just use one for ink and one for chalk. That's my personal preference. It's not a have-to thing. That's just what I like to do. Can you take it off the surface and then reuse the surface again? It just depends on what you're doing. Obviously, my t-shirts, ceramic mugs, things like that, it's permanent. It's not coming out. It's not going to go anywhere. Things like this canvas, it's not going to go anywhere. You can seal the chalk, and it doesn't go anywhere. If I put it on, well, like this back here. Like this right here, that is chalk on just a chalkboard surface from Magnolia. And if I got this wet, it very much would come off. If I sealed it, no, it's not going to come off. So that's kind of how that is. I don't seal a lot of these types of things because I never know if I want to reuse it again. So I made this so that when we get to do vendor fairs, which I love doing, we haven't got to do much of that this year. Then I take that particular sign with me there because it doesn't take up much room on my table. So those are just some of the things I have kind of hanging around here at home. Another cute well, let me show you this one. Let me put this over here. So, just in time for Valentine's Day, and they had them for Christmas too, they have these cute little mini rolling pins. You get a pack of 4, I believe, and I think they're like $8 or so. I apologize. I'd have to go look at my online catalog. I paid like $5 something for them. And so I painted the ends pink, and they all come in just your regular wood color. And I painted the ends pink, and then I'm going to put some cute little Valentine mini stencils on here. They say love me, XOXO, I think one says kiss me. So you just put them on here, and I'm gonna take them to my booth. So I had 4, I think it's 4 or 5, must be 4, because I only gave one away. I gave one to someone. So, and then I'm gonna do these and I'll sell them. All right, so now we're going to get down to business. So I will post later, I'll post a picture of all the different colors of chalks. Oh, I hate it when the computer freezes up. Luckily, you can always go back and watch it, see what you've missed. So I have a whole basket full here of different chalks and inks, just a whole buffet. I have whites and fuchsia and reds, daffodil, azul, which is a blue, herbal green, baby pink. I've got some orange in here, old red glory, which is what I'm going to use here in a minute. Just a lot of different colors, and they have so many more. So there is another company out there. I think it's Chalk Couture. Very nice company. I just liked Magnolia's setup better. That's just me. I'm not bashing Chalk Couture at all. But one thing I do know that is a little bit different, Magnolia's pastes are a little bit different than Chalk Couture's. And you can, and I don't know if this is 100% true with Chalk Couture. I've not really checked up on all that. But they, like Magnolia's pastes, when they get dry, you can put a little distilled water in them each week and stir them up, and they come back to life, and they last a long, long time. You can get a lot of usages out of it. Oh, back to usages. You know, I told you these stencils are reusable. You can use them anywhere from 8 to 10 times and get that many usages out of them. But I will tell you that I have had some stencils that I only got a couple of usages out of them, and that was kind of a bummer, but it happens. And then I had other stencils that I have used numerous times. Like, I've used the snowflake ones, like, probably 20 times so far. I've used my laundry one numerous times, probably 10 or 15 so far, and it's still going strong over there. So that's pretty cool. But tonight, I will show you. I asked earlier what some of your favorite stencils in the catalog were, and this particular one, I'm so excited because I had already planned on using this one tonight, is the Love is in the Air stencil. Woohoo! So I saw several of you like that one. That is actually the one I have chosen to do the live tonight, so that's super exciting. So I seen, you can even use these to etch on glass, but I haven't really learned how to do that just yet. It's easy, I just haven't done it yet. But I like using chalkboards, and I love using canvases. I use them a lot. So what I do, you guys, is this is a canvas, but it's a reverse canvas technique. And what that means is I took the canvas off of the wood, and inside that canvas you actually have a frame. Okay, so a lot of times I like to stain it. I love to paint my canvases black, and then stain it and have a kind of a chalkboard look, but it's super, super cheap. So, and then you just reattach your canvas to the back of the board after you stain it or paint it. Tonight I painted this one red to go along with our theme. I got it ready yesterday for our live tonight. And then it's all dry. I've reattached my canvas, and it's kind of a lot of work. It doesn't take that much, and if you do it a lot, you just kind of it just kind of goes fast. So I just like to do that technique. Do you have to do that? Nope. You can do whatever you want. So that's the cool thing about this. All right, so I'm going to point my camera down now, and to my table so you can watch. I'm not real fancy, so I don't have a lot of stuff to, you know, reverse it and what have you. So I'm just gonna put it down here where you can hopefully see my surface. Okay, get a drink here. Okay, so all of the stencils come in a nice little package like this, and on the back side of it, it has the directions on how to take care of your stencil. I have so many of them, and I know what I'm doing with the stencils now. I don't need this anymore. So a lot of times what I do is when I give away my gifts for my parties, much like this party, then I'll do like a sample pack or whatever, and then I save these off of my packaging and send these in those so people know what to do. So that's kind of fun. So the stencils come in a package like this, and you just open it up. One of the fun things I love, do y'all like New Book and New Book smells, New Magazine smells? So I love that. And the stencils have a really fun and unique smell as well. I love it. So I always sniff my stencil. Love it. So some people have said that they think it smells too strong and it messes with their asthma or their allergies or whatever. Well, I have allergies and it doesn't bug me, but to each their own. I'm just throwing that out there that it does have a smell. It's not, to me, it's not strong. And then after you've used it a time or two, that smell absolutely goes away. So no worries on that. All right, so before we get to going too much, I don't think I have. Yes, I do. Hold on just 1 second. What, babe? I think he's outside. Because I brought him down. Okay, ladies. So one of the things to remember when you get your stencil is that there is a front and a back side to the paper backing that comes on the stencil. So before you take it off, you'll want to put an X on it or write back. I didn't get a very good Sharpie, but it'll work. So that when you put your stencil back on, then you put it on the right side. Because if you put it on the wrong side, it does stick to this side a little bit more than the other. So you pull your stencil off and see, can you tell that's shinier than that side? Just a little bit. I don't know if you can tell. Anywho, it is, trust me. So these stencils, how they work is these stencils are very sticky, okay? And that's how they stay on your surfaces. So you'll want to get a towel, and Magnolia Design has a really nice, what they call a tacky towel. It's pretty good sized. Mine's well used. So the green side is for what they call fuzzing your stencil, okay? And what that means is you just put your stencil on here, just like that, and you fuzz it. Why do you do that? So that your stencil, even though you want it to stick to your surface, doesn't really stick to your surface hard when you pull it up, and it doesn't mess up your stencil, doesn't mess up your project, okay? So you just pull it on there a couple times. So the gray side is for after you've washed your stencil, you can dry it on here. Okay. All right, so my surface is prepped and ready to go. I've prepped, by what I mean by prepped is I've done my thing here. Like if you do wood, like your porch setters and things like that I showed you, you might want to wax your wood or paint your wood, and that's just to help your stencil not stick so hard to the wood. It's not really a have-to thing, it's just a choice thing, especially if you paint it. Okay, so then you just lay your stencil down right here. So if you don't want to go to all the trouble of all those types of things, then you can certainly just buy surfaces that are just already ready to go, and then you don't have to do all that. Okay, so I kind of have it. I don't know, I can't tell, I'm too tired. I think it's on there pretty good. All right, so I think I am going to use just the old Glory Red. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. All right, now you want your chalks, you know, earlier I told you they dry and things like that. You want your chalks to be kind of like the consistency of pudding or yogurt or sour cream or whatever you want to refer it to. So you can see that it's really kind of thin and soupy. Okay, that's how you want it. If it's harder than that, it's okay. You just don't, you want to be able to spread it without really spreading it hard, because you don't want to mess up your stencil or mess up your work, okay? Because those are just a couple of pro tips. Oh, no, that's straight. Okay. So then you just kind of dab it on a few places. You can mix colors. You can do pinks up in there. You can do whatever color you want. You can do a collage, if you will, of colors. You don't need a whole lot, so we just put in a little bit and we just start in. I like using the red, but red is one that could possibly stain. Not that big of a deal. It'll come right out. What I like to do down here in the craft room is I have a little pan of water set over on the other side, so that when I'm done, I can just put it right in that water, and then that way it doesn't dry out on me before I go rinse it out, because it will dry out if you don't do that. So just food for thought there. Also, ladies, when you're working with a big stencil, like there's some that are bigger than this, then it's better to do it kind of in sections so that it doesn't dry out completely. So just little sections at a time. But I have had a couple of big stencils. I have not had any troubles with that. I've just heard about it. And it could have just been, you know, who knows how long those people let it sit and those types of things. No, there's no magic number as to how long to let things sit. It's just kind of a trial by error. Okay, so another thing is you want a thin layer. You don't want to have a whole bunch on there, because then it doesn't transfer that well. You want to spread it out. So that's the cool thing also. You can just, you know, put back in your jar what you're not using. If you do multicolors and you don't want to put it in your jar and mix up your colors, just get you a little container. Like I have a bunch of little sample size containers. And so a lot of times when I send out my freebie gifts and stuff, that's what y'all get, is the little sample containers. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put that in my pan of water, put my lid back on. All right, now here's the magic moment, ladies. So you just get a hold of the corner. Peel it right off, and boom, it's done. All right. Let me get my stir stick here and get that down in my water so that it doesn't get too much of a mess while I finish talking to you. All right. Oh my gosh, ladies. Didn't that turn out super cute? And look how fast that was once I really just got with it. It's just so much fun and so easy. It's just so fun. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So could I do this on my Cricut? You bet I could. But look how fast that was, you know? And a lot of times your Cricut, I mean, for me, I'm not the best at it. So like it's hard to find good fonts and just do this. I mean, you can, but I just love it. So here's another cool tip too. So they have these little chalk, these are the ink ones, and they have chalk pens. And so I see that there's a little speck on here that didn't quite get covered. So I'm going to take my little chalk pen here, and then I'm just going to put it on that little speck. And then boom, it's done. So the little speck was right here. It wasn't completely transferred. I put my little red on there, and now you'll never know. So, so these are also at my website as well. All right. Thank you. Isn't that fun? It's just so fun and easy. So tomorrow night on the party, I'm just going to finish up with a few, you know, I'll tell you about the businessy side of it, how to join if you want to join, how to buy it if you just want to buy it, those types of things, and just post those links. And so just, you know, how long is it until it's dry? Just a few minutes. And if you stick it in front of, like, you can use a dryer, like an air dryer, a blow dryer for your hair or whatever, a crafter's dryer. I have a little space heater down here because I freeze. A lot of times I'll put things in front of that space heater, but I can already tell that it's kind of dry. So give it a minute while we chit chat and I'll put my hand on it and I'll show you. So, where was I going? So anyway, what other questions do we have, ladies? Anything else? It's already starting to dry up there on the hearts. So I've touched the hearts numerous times. Completely dry. I can tell that it's still a little tacky, especially down where I touched it up on that one spot. So I won't touch that just yet. No problem. No problem at all. I hope you enjoyed it. So, yeah, so Magnolia is just a really super fun. Oh, I know where I was going. I was going to tell you, also, if you are thinking about, you know, possibly joining, you don't, like say, you don't have to sell it. You can just do it. A lot of people just join it just for the discount and just be able to buy the stencils super cheap. And that's perfectly fine. But what I wanted to tell y'all is most MLM companies offer all kinds of incentives, obviously, for people to sell or to do more in the business. Magnolia is doing an all-expense cruise incentive trip. Don't know how that's going to play out with COVID, but it's going to be, so from January to June, the top 50 earners in the company earn a free trip, all expense paid on a cruise. Super exciting. How do you clean the painting pieces? Okay, good question. So here in a little bit, I'm going to post a video of how to clean it. So basically, you just take it upstairs or take it to your water place, and it comes, you can get a cleaning sponge, which you'll see in the video. I thought maybe I had one handy, but I don't. You just run it under cool water and use this sponge, and it comes right off. And then you just set it aside to dry, or you can use your tacky towel to dry it. So here in a little bit, I'll post a video on how to clean them right after this live. A couple other questions, and then I will be done for the night. I am about ready for bed. I got up super early for the COVID clinic to get up to my place of work. So I'll just wait and see if there's any other questions. So I hope you enjoyed the live and learning. I think it's pretty dry now. Watch this. Watch this, Julie. So I'm going to touch the love with you there. Scraping on it. Scraping all over it. Nothing on my hand. So now, if I got this wet, would it come off? It's canvas, so it might be on there pretty permanent. It might smear it. So I don't know. I think it would probably smear it. But canvas is pretty well, I mean, canvas sets in pretty good. So I don't know. But I do know, like I say, the chalkboards and stuff, if you don't seal them, it will come off. How do you seal it? You can just use Krylon 2X clear sealant. I have Mod Podge I use a lot. Just whatever. Honestly, I don't seal a lot of mine except for like the coffee cups and things like that, and then I just do the heat settings. All right, guys, well, I'm going to go for the night. So if you have any other questions, just feel free to pop them down in the comments below. Be sure and catch the last of the party tomorrow night, and I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was informative for you. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you all again tomorrow. I won't do a live tomorrow. I'll just do some posting. But if you have any questions at all, please feel free to continue to post. And I know most of you have liked my page, so if you ever just want to ask me questions or anything within my page or shoot me a message, I get back to people pretty quickly. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.